Welcome back, Cracked fans, to another edition of CR Live. I'm your host, Alex Gruskin, here at the Topnotch Wildcard Series in Indianapolis, where we will be posted all weekend long. Happy to be with another first-round winner today. He is a former University of Memphis standout and the number 3 seed in this weekend's tournament, Jarryd Woog. Jarryd, first of all, congratulations on the win, and welcome to the Cracked Racquets Live.
Thanks for having me.
No, of course. So, getting into your match a little bit, obviously December is not a time known for there being a lot of tennis. It's more about the off-season at that point, putting in work to prepare yourself for 2019. I'm just curious, what brings you to an event like this? Why do you think playing this is beneficial to your off-season development?
I came to this event for the chance to win the wild card to get to play in the Cleveland Challenger. With the ITF changing next year, changing the whole system, it's going to be a lot tougher to earn your ATP points. So if you can get a wild card into a challenger, maybe get a match win, you automatically have ATP points. It's going to make the year a lot easier for you.
Yeah, absolutely. And, one thing in particular about this event, it's a UTR event, not your typical USTA thing. And as you mentioned, there is a wild card available. You mentioned all of the changes the ATP is undergoing. Is that something you're actively thinking about this offseason? It's almost something you have to be thinking about, right?
Yeah, you have to think about it a little bit. Probably plan your tournament schedule out a little more. Try to go to a few weaker events, depending on what your ITF ranking is going to be like next year. They are shortening up the qualifying draws, so if your ranking isn't where it needs to be, you're going to struggle to get into tournaments, unlike you were this past year. So, yeah, you got to choose spots a little better.
No, absolutely. And, we'll talk a little bit. You did choose this spot, which we at Cracked Racquets appreciate because we get the chance to talk to you. As I mentioned, an 0-3 winner today. The serve seemed to be working, the forehand, the backhand, everything looked nice. What were you trying to accomplish today in your first-round match? And just in general, how are you feeling about your game moving into 2019?
Well, today's match was all about just getting a feel for the ball, getting a rhythm.
Courts are pretty quick, pretty slow. How are they playing?
Probably medium pace,
sure.
Probably standard.
That means nothing to me either,
yeah.
But standard, just so you guys know at home.
Not used to playing with the Babolat ball, so that's a little bit of adjustments. But today's primary focus, just get a feel for the ball, feel for the court. Drove 8 hours yesterday from Memphis.
Oh my gosh!
Didn't get to hit yesterday. Didn't get to warm up for my match today.
It looked good.
My friend didn't respond to me on Facebook, so I just had to roll onto it. I was feeling a little wonky the first couple games, but I got it rolling. Like you said, the serve was feeling good. Made sure the toss was in the right spot. Didn't go for too much. Just made sure I hit my spots in.
Well, I think I have to ask 2 follow-ups on that. First of all, 8 hours in the car. We've all been there. What are you listening to get you through that 8 hours? Is it Cracked Interviews Podcast? Is it the Great Shot Podcast brought to you by Cracked Racquets listeners? What are you listening to?
I've never listened to a Cracked Racquets
Oh
podcast.
my gosh, I'm going to have to end the interview now.
I will have to in the future. I've actually started listening to a lot of Joe Rogan's podcasts.
Sure.
I like his. He's got some really long ones. He'll have a comedian on. He'll have an astrophysicist on. And he'll have anybody on. He had Deontay Wilder on talking about his most recent fight against Tyson Fury. So, you can get some pretty interesting conversations to listen to, and some of them are like 3.5 hours long. So before you know it, boom, you only have 5 hours left in the car. It's
Exactly.
perfect.
For me, it's like once you're past the 4-hour mark, you're like, all right, this isn't that bad.
Yeah, the first hour, 2 hours, you're definitely fighting not to fall asleep.
Yeah, exactly.
You probably have about 2 or 3 cups of coffee, and then once you get into a rhythm, it's not that bad.
Oh, absolutely. And then the other thing I want to mention, being in Indy, this is not your hometown, but still, I know you happen to be staying at the bachelor pad of our very own CTO, Daniel Westhoff.
That's right.
If you could describe his room in about 3 adjectives, give me those 3.
Bachelor.
Messy.
Yeah. Pretty comfy, not going to lie.
All right.
Dark. There are no windows in the room. I woke up this morning at 9 a.m. and I had no idea what time it was.
He's nodding behind the camera, agreeing, and that speaks a lot to Daniel Westhoff, who is 50% monster, 50% producer, so it's, good to hear from him. But all right, Jarryd, one more quick one for you, and then we'll let you go. Again, you've had the chance to play on the Futures Tour now for a little bit. I know I saw you traveled throughout the country, but you also got to go to India. You got to really experience the traveling life of a professional tennis player. What to you was your favorite part of the 2018 season? Maybe there's a favorite place you traveled, but what really stuck out to you?
Well, 2018 for me on the tennis court was not the best, so I don't have very much good tennis memories besides playing in the Tallahassee Challenger. That was probably my best one.
Sure.
But other than that, I got to travel 3 weeks with a buddy of mine, Ryan Peniston, who also played for Memphis. Those were probably the most fun 3 weeks of the year for me. We get along really well. A few more long car rides together. So,
yeah, of
but
course.
that was probably my.
You easily hit 30,000 miles this year. I can only imagine.
Oh yeah, for sure.
You're the platinum equivalent of Chevrolet, whatever if that was a thing for airlines. But yeah, all right. I'm gonna sneak one more in because it wouldn't be a cracked interview if I didn't.
Of course.
Looking forward to 2019. How valuable? You kind of touched on this, but how valuable would it be to have that Challenger wildcard to begin your year? And then what should us fans be looking forward from you in the 2019 season?
I mean, it'd be extremely valuable. Like I said, if you can get that wild card, maybe win a match, get that ATP point, that'll give you a lot of confidence going into the next year. You'll be able to play more challenges after that, so every match you're going to be playing for ATP points, and that's what you want to be doing as a professional tennis player. As far as what to expect in 2019.
A two-handed backhand?
It comes out every now and then. You never know. But
it does.
I'm still trying to figure out what I'm going to do. My primary goal right now for 2019 is to find a place to go train at,
sure.
a home base. Right now in Memphis, I don't have a lot to do. I have my brother who is a good player but isn't quite at the level that I need to be hitting with. So my goal is to find a home base to go train at with other players.
Yeah, absolutely. Indy is a great place for tennis. That's why we're so happy to be here this weekend, and we will be with you all weekend long. I have to sneak one more, and you mentioned you had a brother. I did not know that. It is, the holiday time. Any fun holiday plans for you? You'd be spending it with your family. What are you going to be doing?
Actually, this might be the first year I do not spend Christmas with my family, so that could be a little interesting.
Well, happy holidays to the Woog family.
Yes. We did a little Christmas night, played a little white elephant on Wednesday night before I left, so we kind of got a little Christmas in as a family, but more than likely this will be my first Christmas without them.
Oh, well, we are happy to get the chance to spend the time with you now, and we're in the holiday spirit. Any love you need, please just come to us, and we'd be happy to provide
absolutely.
it. Yeah,
I need all the
Jarryd
love.
Woog, our number 3 seed and a winner today, 6-0, 6-3. We look forward to watching you all weekend long, and we wish you success moving forward.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, of course. Take care.